Happy Sunday, everyone. Welcome to Our Issues Birmingham. I have Bill Foster, the CEO and president of the Birmingham Zoo, the new and improved Birmingham Zoo, I might add. Hello, Bill. How you doing?
I'm fine. Thank you for having us on the show.
I'm glad you made it here. Bill had a little trouble finding us, but he's here now, and that's all that matters.
Yes.
So the zoo, I noticed, with the city of Birmingham's help and some bond issues, has recently started moving with a very large expansion project. Why don't you share what's going on over there with our viewers?
Absolutely. I've been here about 11 and a half years. The zoo privatized in '99, and they wanted to bring the Birmingham Zoo, as much loved in this community, and bring it up to contemporary standards. Over the last 12, 14 years, there's been a great support for the zoo, both by the municipality and private individuals and corporately. And so we have embarked on a $15 million improvement, which will include not only the cosmetic front entrance. The front entrance.
Yeah, I've heard a lot about the front entrance.
The front entrance is the initial focus was on some exhibit areas that need to be upgraded and everything. Now it's time to do the front entrance. It's, as one donor said to me, it's tired. And I that's very kind, but it's old. We're also celebrating our 60th anniversary this year.
Wow.
And so it's just time to address those issues. So the front entrance will be taking on an educational venue. One of our mainstays of our mission is education. So we're going to put it up front, right for everybody to come in. Both young, old, and young of heart will be able to share of our educational venues coming in. Also is a plaza, and then you'll go into where the ponds are. Those ponds are going to be renovated so that we can use those for multiple activities, much like a central park, if you will.
Okay.
And then we're going to address the orangutans. The orangutans have been inside most of their life. We're going to take them outside.
I know they'll like that.
And by doing so, we're addressing some of the facilities, the animal enclosures that need to be made more contemporary.
Yeah. I mean, that's a concern of mine as an animal person, but, you know, I know we're doing these nice cosmetic things that make it appealing and want to be there, but I always concern about the animals and their conditions. I know we've recently had a gorilla who's been with us a while go off to, what's his name, Sinzu? Sinzu went off to North Carolina to make whoopee, and he is going to have a family. And we're no longer going to have a gorilla because gorillas like to be in the family setting.
You're absolutely
much
right.
like us.
One of the things that you point out is that the zoo is addressing, it has become credible by our national organization, which is only about 8.5% of all zoos and aquariums. So it's a good housekeeping seal of approval. And by such, we have to improve our facilities continuously.
Yeah.
And so the gorilla was a decision based upon the fact that he has good genetic background.
Yes, I saw he had sired a few other gorillas along
He's
the
a
way.
blue blood, if you will.
Silverback. isn't it?
Silverback.
Now, what makes him silverback?
Age. Tommy.
I could be a silverback. Never thought of myself like that.
The young gorilla will stay with his mother and society, and then about 10 to 14, they start graying on their back. And before that, they're called blackback, and then a silverback.
Well, that's
and
me.
That's mature. And then they usually are asked to leave the family unit, the natal group, and then they're always in a hunt for a family. So in our care, we manage these animals, be it giraffe, elephant, gorilla, much like you would a thoroughbred racing bloodlines. And he is needed over in Riverbanks, Columbia, South Carolina, has a brand new facility, brand new digs, and he'll have 3 ladies in waiting, if you will. And so
Nice.
He'll be the champion, and they invite everybody from Birmingham area to go visit Sinzu.
It's good to be Sinzu.
Sinzu, he doesn't know it, but he's going to be a happy man. Or maybe not, I don't know.
In terms of, I know that some of the improvements include some educational areas, and I read where it will be like the animals are watching the people as opposed to the people gawking at the animals.
Absolutely.
Is that the way it's been designed?
Well, there's enough classrooms and there's enough typical, traditional standards. So what we want to do is bring people and immerse them, and so that not necessarily they learn, but they learn by participating. And so what we want to do is not people keep these individuals in a classroom. We want to get them out, get them dirty, get them an experience. And so many of the little nooks and crannies that we've set up for impromptu education are right in the exhibits. So they're special. So the animals, quite honestly, their lives are enriched by seeing these young and young of heart come and visit them. And so there'll be a lot more interaction. We want actually children to walk through a little stream and get wet. We want them to maybe even, we have right now, experiences are things that we want to try to create. And those experiences turn into memories. Right now we have a hen house. How many young people that you know have ever collected eggs from a hen house? So we do that every day.
Well, I understand chickens are becoming a pet for some people, but,
Well,
you're right.
Cost savings too. And
So
so
they'll
you
be
know
able
where
to-
the source is, at least.
Yes, I do. I do. They all come from the same place.
Those are the kind of things that we're trying to do is
Get more interactive.
more interactive. As we come up to the spring break that's coming up very soon, is that we have 2 orphan bears that came to us from Montana that were orphaned, and they've been in our care for about a year. We're building a brand new facility that will talk about bears coming back to Alabama. May not know that bears come through Jefferson County every year. Usually seasonal bears going down the waterways, moving on westward or south.
Wow.
But they do come through our, and what we want to do is prepare people to host them rather than being scared of them and maybe injuring themselves or the bears.
Okay, make your spring break plans now. The Birmingham Zoo, it's undergoing a facelift, lots of changes, both for the benefit of the animals and the citizens. Bill Foster, thanks for being with us.
Tommy, thank you.
You've been a great source of information. We'll see you in just a minute. Welcome to Our Issues Birmingham. Look who our special guest is today, Lucia Spina. How you doing, Lucia? You okay? You don't have to talk. Save the talking. We only talk for money. We did an interview with Allison Black Cornelius, the president and CEO of the Greater Birmingham Humane Society, a few weeks ago. And we want to share with you today some of the things she shared with us about the changes that are going on in the Birmingham Humane Society. Now let's take a look at it. Ow!
The staff and I get asked all the time what the definition of humane in the word Humane Society means. And I think that what Dr. Phillips was trying to inspire us to think about when he uses the word humane or when he uses the term humanity is to tap into that thing that's innate in all of us, that is our empathy, that is our ability to walk in each other's shoes or to feel another person's pain or to even feel an animal's pain. And I think when you look at any humane society, what they're trying to get their supporters and the public to do is to realize how important that connection is to creating a civilization that we're proud of. The Greater Birmingham Humane Society has now got a sort of a 3-pronged strategic approach. The first thing we now do is animal care and control. And that's the part of the Humane Society that deals with stray, injured animals, cruelty investigations, animals that are brought to us that are in the worst conditions you can imagine. The second program we do is what we call animal care and repair. And that's the Alabama Shelter Veterinarians, the practice that we've helped Dr. B.J. Cash start in partnership with Auburn School of Veterinary Medicine. And that's where we're able to take those same animals that I'm talking about earlier and provide state-of-the-art health care for these animals so that we can save the animals and put them up for adoption. And then the third program we do is our animal care and adoption and education. And that's the place you guys all think of as the Snow Drive facility. There is where once an animal has been brought in and we've repaired it and fixed it and evaluated it and done behavioral work with it, it goes up for adoption. It becomes this full circle of I started with maybe helping a person who picks a pet up on the interstate. I help the animal get better, and then once they get to the adoption center, we're a family now helping someone find or complete their family. I know the staff and I, because of us being able to take on animal care and control now, we feel like our family's complete. We get asked in the last few weeks a lot, why did we decide to take on bidding for Jefferson County's animal control and what we would call impoundment services. We found out from the Alabama State Board of Veterinary Medical Examiners that we could no longer get a premise permit to do spay-neuters at our Snow Drive facility on our pets. Well, we can't adopt a pet out if it has not been altered. We were spending about $30,000 to $40,000 a month unexpectedly outsourcing our spay-neuters, lobbying, legislative advocacy works. I mean, you name it, we tried everything, but we don't have the kind of money or horsepower to move that kind of needle that quickly, and we needed it moved quickly. And we came up with an innovative approach, which was to start Alabama Shelter Veterinary Medicine. And when I say that, start the building, put the equipment in there, state-of-the-art medical equipment. We've enabled a veterinarian who has a singular interest in shelter medicine to work on our pets at Snow Drive. Well, now, why wouldn't we open that up to strays on the interstate? Why wouldn't we open that up? So it occurred to us that if we could go to open intake, if we could get animal care and control, we could up the standard of care for the animals that were down at the Woodlawn facility, which is where the former contractor was running it. We'd been down to that facility. You know, we knew that it was a pretty scary place. The difference between walking into the Snow Drive facility, I mean, you walk in the Snow Drive facility, it is bright. There is a gift shop that brings in additional revenues for us and provides very low cost items for people that adopt. You see smiling faces on our staff and volunteers everywhere. You see kennels that you can look through the glass, and if you want to adopt, you can go around and pick animals that you would like to interact with in a private room. There's beautiful woods all around the facility made possible by John 3:16 Foundation where we can walk the animals. Okay, now let's contrast that to the Woodlawn facility that we took over January the 22nd. It's next to a cemetery. Well, the building is falling apart. The entire building leaks except for one office. It's infested with rats, gopher rats. It is infested with roaches. There's no air conditioner in either of the east or west kennels. There's not proper ventilation, so the feces and the urine during the summer attract flies and disease. It's been that way for years. It's dismal, it's sad, it's depressing. What struck me the very first time I walked through it after we finally got to go in the facility and it was ours was when you walk in through the Snow Drive facility, those animals, yes, they have been surrendered by owners and they're sad. I've looked at them now for months. Their faces are sad at Snow Drive. But the sad at Snow Drive on the face of a dog that you're looking at through the kennel and the sad of the face of the dog you see at Woodlawn is two different. It's like all together day and night. I don't know why it should be that way or has to be that way. It doesn't have to be that way. If I can get people to support this vision of let's build an animal control facility that is state-of-the-art. Let's build an animal control facility that provides a great experience for veterinarian students to study shelter medicine. And at the same time, it serves these pets that we can move through this continuum to adoption. So our long-term vision is to find a piece of property, preferably about the size of a city block, to build a new animal care and adoption facility, a place where people can come in and just do adoptions and learn about responsible pet ownership, to move out of Woodlawn and move those animals to a new fragile animal facility, an animal control facility. Keep Alabama Shelter Veterinary Medicine, which is over in Hoover. It's a great location. And maybe even expand into adding one more clinic at the new facility. And we'll be entering into a capital campaign in order to affect that growth. When we were only doing animal care and adoption, our budget was about $1.2 million, $2 million. It had grown a little bit in the last few years. By adding animal care and adoption, that budget will double and possibly even triple in size. We have an opportunity right now, at this moment, with where the Greater Birmingham Humane Society is, what we've never had before, ever. We now have access to every single animal within the county that needs us. How we care for the least of those in our community says something about the status of this community. Isn't it true that when we give, we feel like something can be saved? Something, it feels like we still have control. Something can change. And that's what excites me about this initiative and asking you for your support, is it's going to make a difference. We're going to steward the dollars correctly. And golly, it makes you just feel like you can make a difference. And you can see it.
Welcome back to Our Issues Birmingham. We're going to close the show today with a piece on one of my favorite charities, and that would be Crooning for Critters. It's my favorite charity because it's one that me and producer Karen Swan and Michael Trucks and a few other guys that are friends of mine started up some 8 years ago. And our guests today are Ben Burford and Jan Hunter, who I'm proud to say are the reigning critter idols.
Woo!
So this year's event is March 26, 2015 at the Workplay Theater. And
It's a great place to perform.
Oh, it's so much fun.
The
'cause-
acoustics are
Yeah, it's
incredible.
and it holds about 300 people. Admission is $25. All of our proceeds go to benefit Doodah Day,
Doodah Day.
which is in May 16th, I think it is, this year. The doors open at 6, the show starts at 7, and you will not be bored because we try to get you out of there by 9. So if you're available, it's a Thursday night before spring break. I hope you can make it. The opening act is going to feature last year's Critter Idols. And they're going to do, have we rehearsed yet? I haven't.
Well, it's not just us.
Oh, Christy, I forgot.
Christy.
Christy
That's fun.
Tingle Higginbotham.
And
Me, I'm up there.
you.
I think I'm just going to do the Love Shack, baby. Because you're going to do the
If you see the favorite sign at the side of the road,
Sounds
that-
like you're doing rock
See?
horror.
I know. Well, that's what Frank
There he
Sinatra
goes
sounds
again. She's
We're
tough.
doing Love Shack.
She is
She's
tough.
tough.
I
She's
am.
tough.
I'm sorry.
That's all right. It's we work together very well.
Are you big animal lovers?
Oh,
Good
yeah.
God,
Oh, yeah, we
yes.
both are.
You
I
can't-
mean,
Otherwise, they wouldn't be coming on my show.
no, we'd be coming anyway.
You
We should
would?
have brought our animals with us.
Yeah.
What do you have?
Puppy.
A
New
new a new puppy?
No,
Oh,
I just
a
call
baby.
him my puppy.
And you?
Papillon.
Papillon's
I
a
used
dog.
to have two, but
I did too. I just lost
I
one.
know it's and Spike. We shaved him one summer because his hair was so long, and I asked my wife, please don't shave him, and she did anyway. And his undercoat didn't grow back, so now he's got kind of this real old man hair, and he's 12, and he's grumpy, but we love him.
I know that it's been an entire year since you carried the crown out of the auditorium that night. But what's it been like for you? How's your life changed?
Everywhere I go, people talk to me about that.
I know. I can't go to the
Everywhere.
grocery store.
It's such a huge event that, the
Yeah.
drugstore, the grocery store. Aren't you?
Yes.
Crooning for Critters?
Yeah.
Critter Idol.
Yes.
right.
That's
Critter
us,
Idol.
That's us.
They don't say anything about her massive stage career
At
or any
all.
of that.
It's all about
It's
this.
totally eclipsed
But
that.
it is such fun. Such
And
a
I
fun
know
event.
you've been the big bopper before,
See?
More than once.
See?
more than once.
Well, I already had the coat.
And you are in something as we are doing our show.
Yes.
So we're going to have to get Jan in the early part of the show to get her in and out. She's going to sing a duet in addition to the opening number with Christy Tingle Higginbotham.
We're the hot
That's
tamales.
that's right.
What are y'all going to
And
do?
It's a surprise.
Okay.
It's a surprise. The whole show's a surprise. We've already leaked the opening act.
Yeah. Leaked. I like that.
Now,
For dogs.
in case you want to hear and see last year's performance,
Not in case. Just come see.
no, last year's performance.
Oh.
Oh,
Oh.
that.
Crooning for Critters Facebook page has some video clips that sound actually a lot better.
I remember what Rick Carter said.
know.
He said I sounded like Louis Armstrong. And I didn't know whether that was a compliment or
I
not.
think that's a compliment.
Well, it is a compliment if you're trying to sound like Louis Armstrong.
I wasn't. I was trying to sound like Marvin Gaye. Oops.
So for those of you that don't know, it's an American Idol format. So when my contestants sing, the one who raises the most money wins. And we also give an award for the best talent. So some people can sing and can't raise money. Some people can raise money but can't sing. So when the contestants sing, and this year we will have 13 contestants performing, and a number of businesses that sponsor them, Just Happy Hounds, my law firm. I could name them all, but I'm not going to. You know who you are, and you can come and find out who they are. But some very nice people in town are willing to put up money to sponsor singers. But after the singer sings, he is critiqued by an American Idol format panel of judges. And this year's judges will include Ona Watson, but I'm not sure who the other two judges are just quite yet because I haven't really asked them just quite yet, but we will have them. And then while they're being critiqued by the panel of judges, I have what is called Critter Chicks going through the audience, collecting money, and whoever raises the most money in the first segment gets into the sing-off with the second place money raiser to be declared Critter Idol. Don't miss it, March 26th, 6 p.m. at Workplay Theater. Jan and Ben will be there.
We'll be there.
This loving cup will be there also, and it will be passed to the next Critter Idol. Thank you for being with us. We'll see you at Workplay, and we'll see you next Sunday.
See y'all.